Welcome to What is Evocative Playback, a creative evaluation story. This video was designed and written by Molly C. O'Connor from Coco Canary, a creative evaluation firm, and narrated by Molly O'Connor. This video is based on a real story, and I want to acknowledge the people who taught me these practices and shared their wisdom. Nora Murphy-Johnson created the Creative Evaluation and Engagement Framework and has been generous in her wisdom. Andy Raphael Johnson is a storyteller and taught me how to tell this story. Sandy Agustín taught me what evocative playback is and why it is important. What is evocative playback? A creative evaluation story. Once upon a time, there was a school district with a history of top-down decision-making, which had caused mistrust and frustration among teachers and staff. Now, there is a new superintendent. She wanted to rebuild trust and co-create a strategic plan grounded in teacher feedback. She needed an evaluation, but wanted it done differently. Creative evaluators were brought in. A teacher advisory board was created. And they made a plan. They decided to use the creative evaluation and engagement framework. Within this framework, they could collect data to be used in an evocative playback. Evocative playback is an embodiment technique where data is translated into an artistic performance or exhibition to allow for deeper meaning making. The planning team decided to hire 2 local slam poetry artists to perform the evocative playback and did an initial round of teacher focus groups to find themes for the slam poets to use in their performances. 2 themes emerged from the focus groups: a desire to have teachers be a part of the decision-making process, and leadership's sustained commitment to supporting teachers' needs. The poets were given 3 months to write and prepare to perform their poems at an all-staff retreat. The day of the all-staff retreat arrived. There was food, time for connection, and a welcome from the superintendent. The creative evaluators shared a summary of the evaluation and the initial findings. And then the slam poets came onto the stage and performed their poems, the evocative playback. Many of the teachers were happy about the performance because they felt heard. There was laughter, which is a type of embodied release. Some of the teachers were overcome with sadness and cried. This is also another type of embodied release. And lastly, many teachers enjoyed the poetry performance, but were still skeptical. After the evocative playback, there was a facilitated conversation, which was guided by the creative evaluators, artists, and teacher advisory group. Thanks to the moving performance, hearts and minds were opened, and the conversations were deep and vulnerable. In the end, 2 action items emerged. First, a teacher advisory committee would be formed and be a key part of decision-making moving forward. And second, an accountability plan and pledge from leadership to follow through on teacher asks and feedback. After the discussion, there was time for reflection and connection. And in a post-session survey, most people shared that they left feeling a little bit better, even hopeful, than when they first arrived. So, what happened? Overall, things are going well. There is a teacher advisory board and an accountability plan that is checked and updated every 6 months. There is still skepticism and distrust from certain teachers, which is expected and a necessary part of an organization's healing journey. Most importantly, the school district is in a better place than where it was before. This is because there is a shared plan more trust, better communication, and a deeper understanding of teacher needs. The end.